KTTC is reaching out to law enforcement in the wake of a video going viral on social media that was reportedly recorded in Rochester, and many of our viewers have contacted us about it. There is a video circulating on multiple social media platforms that was reportedly recorded at a park in Rochester. The video shows a woman holding a small child making racist slurs in reference to another child at the playground who she claims had taken something that belongs to her child. The person recording the video alludes to the child being targeted as having special needs. KTTC does not own the rights to this video, nor are we choosing to identify anyone until more information comes to light. We can now confirm Rochester police have received multiple calls about the video and are actively looking into the matter. The Rochester branch of the NAACP released a statement today about the video, saying it is outraged and deeply disturbed by the incident, saying in part, quote, "We call on the City of Rochester Police Department, the City of Rochester's City Attorney's Office, and Olmsted County Attorney's Office to launch a full investigation and to file all appropriate charges," end quote.
Whoa! So the media is still capable of doing their jobs? That's weird. Who would have known? Because the media literally stopped doing their job when it came to covering the Austin Metcalf case. Once details started getting out there about Karmelo's violent school past, once details started getting out there about Karmelo bringing knives to school and fighting people, the media just stopped covering the story altogether. The media stopped doing their job, but now the mainstream media is back just in time for some random lady saying the N-word. Literally, there's over 100 mixtapes and rap albums dropping today, all packed filled with the N-word. But it's breaking news. We got to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to let you know that some white lady in Minnesota just said a bad word. Sorry, I know you're in the middle of watching Price is Right, but the price is wrong, bitch. We gotta show you. We got this news for you. It's the most important news, oh yeah. It's the most important news in America. Right now, some white lady said the N-word in Minnesota. Stop what you're doing. Put that baby bottle down. Walk out of your job. Stop everything. Stop cutting the grass. Some white lady in Minnesota said the N-word. This is breaking news. You got wars breaking out all over the world. You got just going absolutely insane everywhere. But we got to interrupt your program to let you know some white lady just said the N-word. Never mind the fact that literally everyone else is saying the N-word. Never mind that you just saw the N-word said on BET 40 times. Never mind that you heard the N-word blasted to you over the radio 70 times on your drive home from work. But some white lady said the N-word in Minnesota. Boy, oh boy, the world stopped spinning. It's the most serious news ever, right? Wrong. People are done with it. People are over it. White guilt is at an all-time low. Nobody cares anymore. And they can try to make this as serious as they want. It's not working. We just watched you. We watched you guys for over a month ignore all of the hate that Austin's family was getting. We watched you ignore it. You didn't say a damn thing about these people saying all of this evil and racist stuff. Day in and day out. It wasn't a one-off example of it, no. It was flooding social media. Every social media site was flooded with black people saying the most hateful thing you can imagine. The most hateful, racist things on earth. No media coverage. Do you think they broke in? We now are going to interrupt your regularly scheduled program to tell you about Karmelo supporters. No. Radio silence. Crickets. Didn't hear a single thing about it. Right? Mind you, it was a whole community coming together to spread this hate. Not a single word. But one lady on her own at a park in Minnesota who was being followed and harassed by a chomo pedo. Oh, she said the N-word. Oh God, the world ends. The world ends here. The world stops spinning now. Everyone stop what you're doing and point your fingers at this white lady and shame her. Shame on you. Shame on you. Mind you, a white paramedic was just stabbed to death in the back of an ambulance by a black woman a couple of days ago. The media has said basically nothing. Mind you, a white guy just had his head hacked off at the bus stop while he was waiting for the bus with his wife. The media basically said nothing. Mind you, Austin was stabbed and then got more hate than I've ever seen anyone get in one of these cases. The media said nothing. But one lady drops the N-word, black people's favorite word. And we gotta stop everything for this. We gotta stop everything. And now, now the NAACP is stepping up and they're speaking out. Do they step up and speak out when black men kill other black men at alarming rates in their community every day? No. Which is one of the reasons why I feel so strongly about this. It's because I actually care about black people. I live in a community with a bunch of black people. And every day I wake up, I don't see a bunch of Asian kids on the news for shooting and killing each other. I don't see a bunch of Indian kids on the news for shooting and killing each other. I don't see a bunch of Hispanics on the news for shooting and killing each other. Maybe you see that where you're at. Where I'm at, the Hispanic people are really cool. I don't see white kids on the news every day for shooting and killing each other. But literally every day when I wake up, there's 3 or 4 black kids dead from gun violence. There's a massive brawl at the mall. There's a massive brawl at the movie theaters. It's gotten to the point where there's stores and stuff in malls and shopping centers shutting down around me simply because of all the violence that's coming from the black community, right? I'm tired of seeing that. I would like that to change. But the NAACP doesn't come together to stop the violence within the black community. They don't come together for anything like that. You want to know how many young black kids are getting killed by other young black kids in Minnesota? A whole bunch. NAACP doesn't care, but some white lady drops the N-bomb, and here they come. Here comes Reverend Al Sharpton out of the woodworks. Weird looking motherfucker. Here he comes, right? Let's go ahead and see what the NAACP has to say. Let us be clear. This was not simply offensive behavior. It was an intentional racist, threatening, hateful, and verbal attack against a child, and it must be treated as such. Public parks should be safe, inclusive spaces for kids and families, not sites of hate and trauma. The Rochester branch of the NAACP takes this matter with the utmost seriousness and is committed to pursuing justice and accountability. So they take this very seriously, but they don't take other black men killing other black men seriously, right? They don't take that seriously. And they say that, these parks need to be inclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warn you. That inclusion, that inclusive word, it is a very dangerous word. Usually it's used when they want to force people to include people that should not be included. It's common sense that when you go to a park, a public park, all kids of all shapes, sizes, religions, and races should be welcome, right? That's public knowledge. That's common knowledge. When they talk about, you need to be inclusive at the playground, what they're talking about is, you need to be inclusive and allow this Somalian who is just shipped here from Somalia, who has been arrested for trying to R-word little girls, you need to include them in your space. When you hear inclusion, inclusive, it doesn't mean, hey, you need to allow black people here, because black people are allowed everywhere. When they say inclusive inclusion, they're not talking about normal, you should allow the Chinese kid to play here. You should allow the white kid to play here. You should allow the Indian kid to play here. That's not what they're talking about. When they say you need to be inclusive, you need to be inclusive of the mushmouth Somalian pirate. that just got out of jail for R-wording a 15-year-old girl. You need to be inclusive and accepting of them when they're at the public park. Which, in my opinion, is the biggest deal when it comes to this story. Like, yeah, Shiloh, come on, you shouldn't be calling kids a bad word. But wait, what? The person filming you, what? What did he do? What is he accused of doing? Why is there a Somalian chomo at the park filming other little kids? That's the elephant in the room, if you ask me. But it wasn't enough for the NAACP to cry victim and all of that. They're also calling for charges to be brought against Shiloh. The same people who say that Karmelo's charges should be dropped after killing Austin are now calling for Shiloh to be arrested for using the N-word. The Rochester branch of the NAACP on Thursday called on authorities to investigate the incident. The group has called on witnesses and the boy's family to contact the NAACP to gather more information describing the woman's actions on video as intentionally racist, threatening, hateful, and a verbal attack against a child. Rochester NAACP President Wale Elegabedi said Thursday evening that Hendrix needed to be held accountable for her actions. Now she's fundraising on this, and that is just abhorrent and totally unacceptable, he said. She needs to face legal consequences for her actions. This is a disgrace. Now, you know what? I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I know a lot of people are going to turn on me here, but I agree with this man. I want you to hear me out. I agree. We need to go out there and round up and lock up every single person using the N-word. Right? We can start with Shiloh. Sorry, Shiloh. But everyone who's using the N-word, they need to go to jail, right? So, to be fair, Shiloh can go first, but every single other person in America who's running around here saying the N-word, they got to go to jail and get charges too. Is that fair? Is that fair? That's equality. If Shiloh needs to go to jail for saying the N-word, then every black person in America must also go to jail too because they use the N-word as well. So if you want to play those games, let's play it. Let's play it. The N-word is not a part of my regular vocabulary. I don't go around saying the N-word all day, every day, but black people do. So if we're going to lock people up for saying a word, then let's do it. Let's go ahead. Let's go right ahead, folks. Let's lock everyone up for saying the N-word, right? But because this has become the norm, and I told you guys the floodgates are open, the NAACP has now started a fundraiser, a GoFundMe, for the kid that was called the N-word. And what's really funny is that they don't have a picture of the 5-year-old kid and the kid's father, because a picture like that doesn't exist. Because Shiloh did not call a 5-year-old the N-word. That's a lie. They don't have a picture of the 5-year-old and his father because this is all fake. So they used a stock photo on the GoFundMe. They're using a fake photo of a child with his father on the GoFundMe. Mind you, Shiloh is raising money using her face. Even Karmelo is raising money using his face. But we got a fake stock photo of an imaginary 5-year-old and his imaginary father, right? On the NAACP fundraiser for this 5-year-old that got called the N-word by Shiloh. Now, we know that kid was not 5 years old. And I highly doubt that kid was autistic. Everyone is using autistic as an excuse these days. You got a bad kid, they're autistic. Yeah, I'm sure. The autism shit is thrown around, all around, and it's nauseating to me. Every kid has to be autistic now. They can't just be, a kid. They gotta have some form of autism. So they've now started a GoFundMe. They've raised $300,000 right now at the time of this recording for a non-existent 5-year-old. We haven't seen any evidence of a 5-year-old. And if you really want to get nitpicky, we haven't seen any evidence that Shiloh called anyone the N-word. We haven't seen any evidence that Shiloh called a 5-year-old kid the N-word. Where's the evidence of that? I haven't seen it. But they're raising all of this money for a kid that doesn't really exist. Now, how is that legal? How is that okay? Well, we know that the black community, they don't have to abide by the same laws and rules and regulations that we do. So whatever they do is acceptable. They can ride with this fake narrative about a 5-year-old with autism all day long if that's what they want to do. Because that's what they're going to do. And now they're raising money for a kid that doesn't exist. And most of that money will probably be used to buy some Rolls Royces and Rolexes and stuff for various NAACP members, because that's all this is. All of these groups that claim to be in the interest of black people, the only thing they're in the interest of is grifting and making money off of black people. They don't come forward to address any real problems in the black community, but they do come forward to throw fuel on the fire of the racial divisions here in this country. That's what these organizations exist for. No other reason. But a lot of people are wondering, how do we combat this? How do we fight back against this? How do we mend and heal these wounds? How do we come together as Americans? How can the white community and the black community put their differences to the side and come together? Let me tell you how. Everyone, black and white. You need to go, if you're black, you need to call up your white friends. If you're white, you need to call up your black friends. Come together and stage fake hate crimes. And then launch GoFundMes and give send-goes and get rich. That's how we beat this, folks. The powers that be want a race war, right? They want it. Obviously, there's big money in this stuff. You kill a white kid, you get $500,000. You call a black kid the N-word at the park, you get $600,000. There's a lot of money to be made here. Instead of fighting, we need to come together and cash in. I don't know about you, but me and all my black friends are going to the park later. Hopefully no viral videos come out, because if they do, that's how we beat this, folks. And I'm halfway joking, but at the same time, I'm wondering how long before people start to game the system. Because the system is being set up, right? Black people are going to come together and donate for this cause. White people are going to come together and donate for this cause, right? The system's being set up. So black and white people need to come together, realize that the system is here for us to exploit, and we need to exploit the system. Oh man, this black guy just punched me in my face. I need $500,000 on GoFundMe. Oh man, this white guy sent him a shotgun, called me the N-word, send me $600,000. That's how you win, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real way out of this situation, is for people to put their differences to the side and come together for the love of money, right? Go out there and stage all your Jussie Smollett fake hate crimes and cash in together. And as the world is tearing each other apart, you and your black friend or you and your white friend, you can go grab a brunch. Maybe even put down on a nice little Airbnb. Go on a vacation overseas. Who cares? You got the money, right? We're raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for you, right? But unfortunately, that's not how this is going to end. Unfortunately, things are just going to get more toxic. And I called all of this out. I warned people about this. You know, I was warning people about this when there was still time to get ahead of this problem and maybe stop us from going down this path. But the problem was not nipped in the bud. And now the wheels are rolling, they're turning, they're spinning, and we're headed down the path. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. But I'm going to sit here and continue to call this stuff out until whatever happens, happens. For now, though, you guys let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.